Hey, 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 hey.
Can you
We're
say
back.
did you say deja vu?
Deja vu. Didn't
Deja
I just
vu,
see you
man.
yesterday,
I
last
know,
night?
right, man? It's
Yeah,
like
I just saw you.
Groundhog's Day or something. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Man. How
What's
you doing,
going on,
sir?
K Solo?
Hey, you got it, man. You got it. Outstanding. Had to cut a little grass stick, man, before I get on the road.
Oh, okay. I see. Don't want to come back to a forest.
No, right, man. Hey, man, I put that fertilizer down, man. That lime, boy. Whew.
Ooh, y'all got a lot of rain up that way too, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been raining. You know, we're getting the after effects of the hurricanes and storm coming around. You know, blowing stuff all around.
Right.
But yes. Come on in, folks. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad to have you on tonight. Welcome aboard. If you've been on a rock, if you've been on Mars, if you've been at the bottom of the ocean, we have been. I don't know what I'm saying, man. We have been highlighting 3 elite riders who have successfully completed the Southern California Motorcycle Association Grand Slam. And folks, we have gone in depth with this thing. Hey, Fit to Ride. Hey, Dennis Joyner. Hey, Tina, how y'all doing? Come on in. Come on in.
Good
so
to see y'all.
We have been discussing what it takes, the planning, the preparation. Now we're going to go into the execution phase.
Yes.
And basically, what we're going to do is we're gonna talk about the different rides, what we experience, and just basically give you the lowdown that if you decide, hey, I want to do more than just the 4 corners, or hey, I want to do more than just the best 15, or hey, I want to do more than the California Adventure Series. You will know, because you can go back and look at this podcast and say, hey, man, at 3 minutes into it, they told me exactly what I was looking for, exactly what I need to do to be successful riding this thing. What's going on, T-Rock? Hey, man, appreciate you down there in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Y'all, come on in. Y'all go ahead and share this broadcast. Share the broadcast.
Yes.
Share the broadcast.
Share. Watch and share.
Watch and share.
Because you already subscribe. Watch and share. That's what we need in groups. Share. Hey, look, Logic, without further ado, let's bring them on. Guest in tonight. We're gonna bring in from California, Cito, Monica Short. How you doing, Monica?
I'm doing fine. How are you this evening?
Outstanding.
Hello, Monica.
Oh man. And her cousin, folks, her actual cousin, the big head man himself. My brother, Sharif Asadi.
Not the big head man.
Exactly right. Where that mess come
from? I had to get a jab in somewhere, man. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Yes, sir. You know, we can really see each other, man.
Yeah. A little thing called the Ride to Eat.
Yes, sir.
Reef and K Solo's official Ride to Eat.
Yes, sir.
You need to hurry on up over to Houston tomorrow, because we got an unofficial one tomorrow. Yes, sir. Probably about 20-25 people going to show up in Houston for some lunch on the way to the Ride to Eat.
Okay, that's the en route to eat. Okay,
that's the en route ride to eat.
The en route ride to eat. Yeah.
En route ride to eat. Oh man, I tell you.
So if you're gonna be in the Houston area tomorrow, Layton's House of Lamb in Houston, Texas, noon.
There it is. This is what we do. We come together to eat, break bread, and fellowship. Keeping it positive. So, folks, once again, thank you for joining us tonight on the podcast, Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic. Our featured guest tonight is Sharif Asadi and Monica Short. And hey, we're gonna jump right into this thing because we know some people are prepping to get ready to hit the road in the morning, early in the morning, heading down to Louisiana. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. So Logic, once again, sir, on this third episode, I'm gonna turn the helm over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother, my brothers and my sisters out there. How are y'all doing? Listen, thank you for joining us on this evening for the third episode, the third part of Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic, talking about the Southern California Motorcycle Association Grand
Green
Slam. We done talked
Slam.
about the preparation. We done talked about the planning. Tonight, these three amazing riders will be discussing and talking about the actual ride. How was it on the road? What did they go through? All kinds of stuff. We're gonna get to talk about the snow. Yeah, we're gonna get to talk about the snow with Reef over there. Yeah. So y'all come on and make sure y'all share it. We thank y'all for joining us. So all of you out there, listen up. This ride is awesome, it's taxing, and these three individuals have conquered the ride. So I'm going to get right into it because I'm not going to do a lot of talking because they're going to do a lot of talking with their riding. My first question, I'm going to throw it out to everybody. If there is one, which ride was your best ride? Which part was the best part of your ride out of the 7 rides, Reef?
So I got a couple answers to that, but the ultimate answer would be the Three Flag Classic.
Okay.
We had a group of 19 motorcycles, 21 people because I was 2 up. My wife, Smiley, and Dimples was 2 up, and then we had people jump in and out the group. And we went over 2,000 miles, 3 countries. Primarily me in the lead, Solo pulling up the rear, and we did it safely, and it finished the Grand Slam for us.
Okay.
So to be able to take 21 folk, 3 countries, with no incident is pretty big, and then for it to be the culmination of the Grand Slam, that just made it even more. And Solo and I have achieved a lot of big rides together, and this is another to that list. So it was great. Monica was beat us to the finish line because we rode different. It's not a race, but
right.
So she was there rooting for us, and when y'all getting here, I'm waiting. So to have my cousin there cheering me on, waiting, my wife on the back of the bike, it was just great.
It was a good ride. It was definitely a good ride. I agree.
That's awesome. So that's
awesome.
Solo, which one?
For me, it's a combination. It's a combination. The Three Flags Classic first, then the Best Fit California Best 15, and then the actual SMA Best 15. Now the Cabot Trail, it was new, it was exciting, but it just didn't give me that punch that I was expecting. I enjoyed the scenic views. Stopped at a couple of good places to eat, found me a nice little hotel that the guy said, hey man, you're riding a motorcycle, I'm going to give you this room for this price, which was super cheap. I didn't even know he was the owner because he was out there doing some work in the yard. And so it was a good ride. But for me, Three Flags, SMA Best 15, California Venture Series Best 15, and then SMA Best 15. That's in the order that I go with.
That's in the order you go with. Okay.
That's the order I go with.
Okay. Nobody chose the 4 corners. Okay. Monica.
Because I've ridden it 9 times.
I'd have did that already.
How many times you done it, Reef?
This is my 4th one to include One True X. And then for me, the Great Lake Cabot Trail was my other favorite because, again, I was 2 up with my wife. And it was just a great ride. People came out and met us on the road. And then the 15 best was just awesome.
Was awesome. Okay. Yeah. 15 best of California or the U.S.?
Both, but the U.S. specifically.
Okay.
Because it takes you all across the country, and you're in some beautiful places. And it's a lot to see on the 15 best, plus all the other stuff that is right there.
Hey,
it's just huge.
Right. Okay. All right. Monica, which one or which?
For me, it definitely the Three Flags Classic. Because, like I said, the camaraderie, just having all the people around, all the riders on the road, and because of those little flags that you put on your bike, you see that rider, they're on the road or they're on the ride as well. And then meeting people at gas stations and different areas throughout the ride. So definitely that ride. And then I like, now not because I'm here living in California, but I love all the California series. I love going to the different parks.
Just some rules we don't like.
Actually, there's only one.
No, I had two. Matole Road and the other road.
Oh wait, yeah. What is that? Rose Creek.
Rose Creek.
And
horrible.
And somebody had warned me about Lockwood Valley Road before I even got there, but the road was closed.
The road was closed.
Exactly. But I had been forewarned about that one. Met somebody that day. Hey, that's a rough road. And and that's another thing. Caltrans definition of rough road, and then you've got a rough road are two different things.
Right.
So yes, definitely the Three Flags Classic. Love that ride. I've done it 7 times now, so I love that ride. And all of the California parks. I just enjoy going up to Northern California. I enjoy riding the roads here. Majority of them here in California. There are beautiful roads. And I'd have to say those 2, 1 and 2 for me. Okay. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 if you count all of them. But the whole series, the whole California series is really nice.
Okay, well, you said something that sparked up another question that wasn't on my mind, but it is now. When y'all did the parks, I'm pretty sure they were beautiful. Did anything in those parks make you just want to sit there, get off the bike, and just stay there a little bit longer?
I did.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I did. So not only that, but so as a vet, I've been had the access to national parks for a long time for free, and that was a underutilized tool in my tool bag. And after having to go to the parks and use that pass, and the beauty of like I lived in San Diego for 7 years of my adult life, and I never went to the national park that was 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
And so when I did it for the ride, I was like, why in the hell did I never come here? So I immediately got on the phone to a lot of my circle that's military, and like, if you don't use your national parks pass, you are wrong. I was wrong for a lot. I don't have a lot of regrets, but I regret not having utilized that pass a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Solo, you being a person that loves to camp out and everything, did you experience that the same?
Oh, I did. It was incredible. It was amazing. I'm trying to load up this video right now of Sharif. Hopefully that's coming through.
Yeah, we see it.
And yeah, okay, so it's coming through. So yeah, for me, going through Larson, going through a couple of the national parks, Joshua, all of that, man, it was outstanding. If you tent, if you camp, it'll be great.
Okay.
Like Reef said, we had the park pass. We zip right in, zip right out. A lot of times they would just let us hey. As a matter of fact, there was one time I went to a park and they said, your brother just came through. Remember that, Reef?
That happened to me. Yeah, that happened to me at Lassen when you went a week and it was snow up there. It was snow taller than we were. And that guy said, what is your problem? You came back again? And I'm like, no, that was my brother. I said he said, yeah, his bike was black. I said, yeah, that was my brother. He's like, y'all are freaking fools. He said, it just snowed yesterday. I said, yeah.
Yeah. So it's great. It's great. As far as the camping part, man, there's nothing like it to me. I just love it.
Right. Okay.
I know everybody don't camp, but I'm hoping more people will put this in their repertoire of riding, not just riding, but hey, consider camping. It's a great experience. When you're on your bike, you're out there, cook you a meal by your campfire. It's awesome.
And they got other alternatives. Like if you don't like to camp, a lot of the places will have cabins. KOAs have cabins. There's a lot of cabins at some of these national parks, state parks. I'm not sure of, but so there's other ways you can go about sleeping if you so desire.
Right. Right.
Okay, Monica, I know you from California, so those parks.
Exactly. I mean, Death Valley, you would think this high desert, hot, you know, one of the hottest places on earth, but it is the most beautiful place to ride through. You ride from Death Valley, it is absolutely gorgeous to ride through. And of
It
course,
is.
Yosemite is a beautiful park to ride through. You've got
Gorgeous.
Half
Gorgeous.
Dome, gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful scenery, and Lacian is another beautiful park. I don't think people realize how beautiful that park is, but it's another beautiful park. All of these parks are just so beautiful to ride through. And then once you get into the Bay Area, you've got that history.
Oh yeah. Port
Rosie the
Chicago,
Riveter, just
Rosie the Riveter.
Yes, just so much wonderful history there. But yes, the parks are just absolutely gorgeous, and they can be roads within themselves. That could be part of, even some of the 15 best United States. Even though I've never really seen the parks on that. The roads to the parks, but the park going through the road. Actually, one year I think the Yosemite route was actually on one of them. I think it might be
It was one this year. And Theodore Park in North Dakota.
Oh, yes,
you had to go inside the park.
Roosevelt. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was on there as well. That was a beautiful park as well.
And if you went at the right time, you got to see the buffalo.
Yes.
Which was good.
Yeah.
Hey, I had an experience with one of them.
For about 5 minutes. Actually, you know what? Going through that park, I was riding through it, got to this point. There was a car. Well, before I got there, because there were 2 herds of buffalo. The first herd, I was able to get around because there was one of those RVs. So the RV kind of blocked the buffalo, and I could kind of scoot around the RV to get around that herd, and then got to. I mean, I may have been like about 1.5 miles from the close sign, and there was another car just sitting there in front of me. So I was like waiting for him to clear my path for me, and he turned around and left. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to turn around and leave too. But I turned back around because I saw another car going in that direction. I think, well, maybe they'll get me through. And they end up turning off and going on to some campsite. And I'm like, shoot. So I just sat there. And I sat there for a good 10, 15 minutes before they decided to move on. And I just, at that point, I flew through because I just didn't want one to come out and hit me. And then boom, about 1.5 miles up the road was closed. I had to turn around and go back anyway.
So for those out there that for those people out there that's watching and listening to y'all, would you be safe to say that if they ever encounter buffalo like that, they should not hit their horn?
No, just relax. Relax and enjoy make a video. Don't pet the fluffy cows.
Hey, listen, do not be on YouTube as a viral, because you're going to end up on YouTube with your pants around your ankles, doing cartwheels and backflips. I'm telling you, because I was there. I was at Roosevelt, and he just started walking. I was coming around a curve. He was walking, and I mean, he was walking the yellow line like he owned the joint.
Like he owned the road.
I stopped. I backed up, man. I got off that bike. I put, the bike between the buffalo and myself. And then as he walked by, he just kind of looked at me, and I was like ready to step across that rail, man. I'm like, no. I mean, the heart was thumping, man.
Well,
I was heard of them.
That people see it. Like, I watch the videos of people out there. But from your perspective, how big are those buffaloes compared to your bike and yourself?
They're twice your size.
Yeah.
Well, no, see, don't talk about how short I am, man.
Yes.
No.
But literally, they're clocking in, man, at almost 2,000 pounds, man. So full grown adult bull is nothing to mess with. I mean, really, it's nothing to mess with. And you don't want to mess with the cows when they're, the little ones are running around. That's just bad business.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Don't go trying to pet their babies. I've seen that as a highlight reel.
They're tech cows.
Yeah, don't be a highlight reel like K Solo said.
You're gonna be a highlight reel. Trust me, you're gonna be a highlight reel.
I'd be worried that
reel.
they're gonna be like, man, ain't you the dude that ate my cousin a couple days ago?
Oh man.
Well, let me ask a question. Go ahead, Solo.
I'm gonna pull up this quick video right quick. Logic, because I finally found that thing, man. It's all over the place, buried deep. But I'm gonna pull it up and just kind of let everybody see what the 15 was like. So it's a lot. It's a lot, folks.
Yeah.
If you and you can't connect them, but you may be looking at almost 150 to 200 miles, or maybe even more, apart from the next road on the best 15.
Wow.
Easy.
From Lolo Pass. So once you get off Lolo and you go into Missouri, or excuse me, Missoula, and then you head to Red Lodge, you're talking about between Missoula and Theodore Roosevelt, like 643 miles. Now you can get Beartooth Pass in there, but that's a long stretch between roads.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
But,
so when I started mine, there was one right by my house, which was Twisted Sister. I did that. Yeah, I did that early, but then the next one close to me was a couple states away.
And and that's one thing we have to stress when you do rides like this. I know we said this yesterday, that between the rides is a ride.
Or two.
Right. I mean, you might have to squeeze in another challenge by the time you get to the next ride for the Grand Slam. I see you pulled a question up there.
Yeah, Mark had a question there. I did not, Mark. Did you, Reef? Did you take a trip over to Fun Bay?
No.
Fun Bay Fair? Nope. There was a storm coming in while I had to bail. I did want to do more riding up there, but with that storm coming, man, I said, no, I'm not going to get stuck up here.
Yeah, I had to, at the time, I was still trying to get back for the Hoka Hay and everything else. And right when I got up there, that's when they called me about the test that they wanted to do. So I had to get back for that. And then I ended up breaking down or getting to basically an accident.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. And we know people over there. We know quite a few people in PEIX, and they actually, I reached out to them and they was waiting for me to come, but I didn't have time.
Okay. Well, let me ask. I'm gonna get. We stretched this out long enough. Let's get to the question. Let's talk about challenges. What was the toughest situation you faced during this epic ride? And I'm going to start with the snowman. Let's start with Reef.
So
that may not be the most challenge, but what was the toughest challenge?
It was not the most. The most was in coming back into the States, in Maine. And before that even happened, I lost both our passports, so we had to stay in Canada a lot longer than we wanted to. We didn't get to drop in and out like I had planned. But coming back into the States after we finished all the stuff we had to do in Canada, which was a lot, they were reconstructing the roads And if you ever rode in Maine, they got potholes or manhole covers all in the road, and they're not in any rhyme or reason. So the road is painted black along with the manhole covers, and they take 3 inches of cement off so they're just sticking up. So I hit 2 of those trying to avoid some, and it cost $7,000 worth of damage to the bike. Oh, so that happened right outside of Bangor, and we got to the hotel. And then going to eat, they were doing another road in Bangor. And when the road fell from under us, they busted my rear shock, ate the rear tire, ate the belt, had to get towed to Augusta, which was 78 miles from where we were. And then the shock was on back order to April, but because I know some people that work at Polaris and on one of the teams, they sent one the next day, and it took them 6 days to fix everything that was wrong with the bike. It cracked my swing arm. Oh my goodness. And then while we were there, something was going on in Augusta. So the cheapest room before tax was $258 a night. And then we were a mile and a half away from the dealer. So we finally walked to the dealer. We got there on Tuesday, dropped the bike right off, went to the hotel, and then we walked to the dealer on Friday. And they're like, man, we didn't realize that we knew you weren't from here, but you walking up here is not acceptable. So they gave us a brand new Roadmaster. So we took the Roadmaster and we went to cross Lake Champlain because that was part of our tasking for the Cabot Trail. And then we went to Whiteface, New York. And then even once we crossed back across Lake Champlain, the next hotel we got was $278 for the night because there was no more hotels nowhere around. So we were there that happened on Monday, and Tuesday by noon they were done with the bike and the repairs, and then we got back on the road. So for me, and then again I was 2 up, so it was me and Joyce, and we made a good time of it. Again, I keep a fishing pole on the bike. We went fishing, took Ubers to get our license in Maine because neither one of us had a license in Maine, but we went fishing, and then once we got the bike, it was on and popping. We had a good time, and we're able to finish the Cabot Trail. So that was the roughest part for me.
Wow. And we're glad that y'all made it out unscathed.
Yeah, the cop that saw the incident was like, I don't know how you didn't crash.
And that's another thing with skills. I'm getting to. Let me say this. I'm gonna get to you. Okay, Solo. That's another thing with riding these rides. You never know when your skills are gonna be called up. When you hit potholes, when you hit down slopes or a slippery road, your skills also have to be up to par. Solo, what was the most challenging one you had?
For me. Well, I really didn't have any bad experiences like Sharif. I didn't hit any potholes. I didn't have any major damage. California best 15 was a little challenging because the curves. I love curves. I ride curves hard. I'm an aggressive rider in curves. But a couple of roads were bad. But really and truly, I didn't really have a bad time this trip. You know, everything happened. I executed everything as planned. The weather. I did get caught in the snow, which was the banks was sky high. But as far as anything major going wrong, no flat tires, no bent rims.
I had one of them too.
Yeah. So I think Reef caught it all for me this time.
He got it all for you.
He caught it all for me this time.
I got a bent rim in Happy New Mexico.
Yeah. And Monica, I think Monica, did you have some bike issues? I think on the Three Flats Classic you had some bike issues, right?
Well, I had it on both. I had I had a nail in my tire.
Yep.
So I had to get that repaired. So I had tires sent to Vermont to a friend's house, and I was able to go to his mechanic, and he fixed the nail in the tire. He changed out both the tires. And then I started developing this sound, and I thought it was either the transmission or it was the front and rear sprocket and the chain. And just trying to get that sorted out was also a bit of a challenge because I wasn't really able to get that fixed until I got into Louisiana. By this time, I'm on my way home.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge. You know, I got the chain fixed on that one. And then going to the Three Flags Classic, I ran over one of those tire treads. So the car in front of me kicked up the tire tread and right in my path. So then it was like, hold on, brace. And that took out my front fender. It took out one of my side fenders or cowlings on the Beamer, which I have yet to get fixed. So, and it hit me in the leg. And then, of course, me deciding in the beginning, very beginning, before I even left California, deciding to go off and try and get a picture of one of the signs, the 168, as a matter of fact. And then my rear wheel just completely slipped out from in front of me and was pinned underneath the bike for about 5 minutes before a nice gentleman came along and helped me get from out under that bike. So I had more mishaps on this trip, this whole last year, than I have had on any trip that I have ever taken.
Yeah.
This was
This one trip was a lot of miles.
It was a lot of miles. Look, when you riding
like 5,000 miles, yeah. But it's not like, we've all traveled across country, up and down the country, into Canada, into Mexico.
Yep.
And I would have to say, this is the only one where I have had, usually I've got good luck. I mean, it's like, normally I get great weather. I might get rained on once or twice. I got rained on from Blaine all the way to Nova Scotia, and back into Maine. And normally the only place I hit rain is Florida, but I got it everywhere this time. So, and it ran into a heat wave.
I will say when
that you expect wherever you go, you're going to get that. But when it comes down to the tires and running over alligators and all of that stuff, those mishaps were something I've never really had to experience before.
Yeah. Hey, folks, we're going to jump talk right quick off of Facebook to YouTube. So, hey, we'll be right back. Like that. We're back. Brothers. Hey, folks. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, man. We're getting deep into this. We're getting down to the actual execution phase of this ride, hearing everybody experience everybody's journeys. Definitely, if you're friends with them on social media, go take a look at their social media page, because there's thousands of photos. I was trying to load them. Computer wasn't having it. not with those HD photos coming through. The computer was not having it. It was like, you're going to have one or the other. You're going to have a show tonight, or you're going to have this.
Or you're going to load photos.
You're going to load photos, buddy. And it wasn't happening. But, hey, folks, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic. Tonight, our featured guest is Freef Al-Sadiq and Monica Short out of California.
Yes.
We're discussing the actual execution phase of riding the Southern California Motorcycle Association Grand Slam ride. All right, Logic, I got that out of the way. So
I'm going to swing back around to something that y'all all have said yesterday, the first day, second day, even Monica said it tonight, is about the people y'all meet along these rides and the camaraderie that you have. Doing a ride like this, it always grows your, let's say, your community around you with other riders. Do you think it's important? Do you think it's important that when you go and ride, that you have let's say, an open mindset, a open disposition to be able to greet people along these highways? Let's talk about the Mission Trail, the people you might have missed during the Mission ride. Anybody can start.
The mission ride for me was great. Yeah. Monica, go ahead.
Well, for me, I mean, even though I really, other than the people who, like, some people took my picture, that was really wonderful, and having almost a kismet kind of conversation with them. But for me, the missions was more like an educational process, especially when it came to the missions that are considered state parks. I really got a good education about what what happened, how this developed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But for the most part, where I made more people connections were primarily on the 15 best United States, because I just ran into random people and had some absolutely phenomenal conversations with people you wouldn't think you would have, but just wonderful connections around motorcycle riding. For the most part, because each individual that I did meet, for the most part, they were on their own bikes, so they were riding. So you had that kismet, that connection there. So for me, those were the uplifting experiences, meeting these people, gaining those connections. As a matter of fact, I met two gentlemen on the Blue Ridge Parkway who passed me in that fog that you're seeing right there.
There you go. There you go.
And we had a wonderful conversation. I showed them my spot tracker, and they were like, "Oh my God, you've done all of this!" And they were from Canada. Met two other gentlemen as I was leaving, going to Iron Mountain, and another gentleman was on a V-Strom as well. He was on a 1,000. We had a wonderful conversation over our bikes, and we rode for a good maybe 30 minutes before they went off their way, and I kept on going to South Dakota to pick up Iron Mountain. So it was those connections that really, one thing I've noticed is I would have loved to have taken pictures with these guys to show them, because they uplifted me in some way by meeting these people, by riding with them, by having that experience. That was really cool. That was something that I normally don't have in my rides, but I sure did have this time, more of a people connection. And of course, Suz and Solo, just speaking to them, having that force behind me, you know what I'm saying, that I could pick up the phone and call, and that was also something that I really have never had on any of my other rides that I had on this ride, and it was really nice to have that. So as far as being alone, I think it was something that we spoke on yesterday. I really didn't feel lonely as Solo said. I wasn't lonely. I wasn't lonely. Right. If I needed to reach out to somebody, I had people that I could reach out to.
Had people, you're there.
Right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Solo or Reef.
Hey, I have to answer D Bell, and D Bell. For people who don't know, I actually started the ride out on my 22 Road Glide. I had a 22 Road Glide special, and when I got back to my dealership, the owner, Steve, kindly and mentioned to me that, hey, take this bike out for a ride. You're gonna love it. And I ended up taking a new Road Glide out. And yes, I ended up at the end of the day, I went in for a service. I came out with a new bike. Hey man, I love my dealership Boneyard Harley Davidson, located in Winterville, North Carolina.
The shameless plug, boy. I know,
right? But hey, the bike did give me some electrical issues when it got wet up in Ontario.
Okay,
that's when I started experiencing.
That's the new bike.
That's the new bike.
Okay,
and it really didn't stop me from riding. It didn't stop my performance, but it was just one of those things where I ride with confidence in my machine. If I know my machine is solid, I can ride curves, I can ride straight line, I can ride through the night, I can ride 1,000 miles because I have the confidence in my machine. But that bike, this particular bike, it kind of gave me a little doubt. I was like, okay, why is the check engine light on? Why is this happening? Why is the gauge not working? So there was electrical issues with the bike once I got caught in a storm. It didn't stop me. It didn't hinder my performance, but it was just one of those confidence things, that you have confidence in your equipment that I dealt with. And I overcame it, and one good thing about it is my lead mechanic down at Boneyard, he's on speed dial. If I have any issues, I can pick him up and call him and say, hey, Jay Bird, what's going on with this? And he'll say, hey man, latest update, or do this, or when you get to a shop, go have him do this, which was awesome for me because I am so confident in my machine that, hey, I can ride through the night, or I can ride long distance. Right. So yes, D-Bell, I had some electrical issues with the bike.
Now go ahead and answer my question.
Your question, sir. That was for Reef.
So I'll take it. So
go ahead.
Yes, it was for all of us. It was for all of us. But yeah, it was great, man. When I was, we had got some bad news in Canada. Joyce's uncle passed. And so when I pulled off the road, because we wasn't intending to stop, but her mom told me, so I pulled up at a gas station and I had to let her know that her uncle passed. So she's in the bathroom having a rough time, and a lady came out and said, hey, I saw your wife in there crying. Is she okay? I didn't want to go up to her, whatever. So that was appreciated. I said, thank you. And she just got some bad news. So then fast forward about 15 minutes. We're outside now. She's getting some air, and we're talking. And then a car pulls up, and a guy jumps out, and he's super giddy. But he's like, hey, first I want to check on your wife. Is she okay? And I'm like, what? And then I saw his wife, and I said, okay. I was like, yeah, she's okay. I was like, thanks for asking. He said, man, I hope you don't mind. He said, but he's like, you're a celebrity. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got the plate. I said, the plate? He said, yeah, the IBR plate. He said, man, I'm a big IBA guy. He said, I told my wife when I saw it, if he has that plate, he has to have a 3-digit number. I said, I do have a 3-digit number. So he was just super excited, and we took pictures. I gave him stickers, and but he even got Joyce in a better mindset real quick, because she was like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. So we talked, we exchanged phone numbers, and he's like, yo, you need anything while you're in Canada, period, call me.
Right.
And so like I reached out to him when once I got back as well, to let him know, and he was already following. I sent him my spot link and everything, and he was super amazed at what we were doing. And if you don't turn on the news and you get out and you ride this country, you'll be amazed. And if you watch the news and if you go in with an open mind, you will be amazed. I have pulled up the gas stops, man, and people see Texas, and I go to pay for my gas, and they're like, "Oh, I got your gas," or we were stuck in traffic somewhere, and a truck got out the car and brought us cold waters out his fridge in his truck. It's some beautiful people out there, and you don't see that. You don't see that on the news, and so it really shocks a lot of people when I tell them some of the kind-hearted stories of people buying me meals or want to pray for you, or it's a lot of beautiful people in this country, and the country itself is just downright. Especially you get off the super slab, gorgeous.
Get on the back roads.
Get on the back roads, Solo.
Get on the back roads.
Gorgeous.
Solo.
Now I will answer this question.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
For me, my experience is a little bit different. Because when we ride together, Reef is always the talkative one. He's the one always striking up conversation. I'm always saying, Reef, okay, Reef, let's go. But for me, I'm all about business. I'm sorry. When I'm riding to accomplish a timeline of saying, okay, I got to ride the best 15. I don't have time to engage with people. It's not that I don't want to engage with people, because I do meet people. I will sit down and talk with people. I have done that. People that I bumped into a couple of SCMA riders out doing the ride a couple of times, and we just, small talk. But for me, I know that I need to be there at this time because it's open. This building is open, or this mission is open. So I'm executing. That's just my style, my technique. But on the back roads, when I get out, I do meet people. I do strike up conversations. People, and the connector is that motorcycle.
Yes,
I can't stress that enough. Is that motorcycle is what ties us together. So when I bump into another rider out there, we can strike up a conversation. Hey, this, hey, that. Or even when I go into little small towns and ride up on the bike, kids will see the bike, and I let kids take pictures on my bike. Sure, go ahead. As a matter of fact, the start of the best 15, I bumped into this little kid that was at the post office, and he was so giddy. His dad was like, "What? Ask him." And I was taking my picture, for proof. And I said, "Sure," and we took a thumbs up. I kneeled down next to the little kid, and stuff like that. So there, like Reef said, there are good people out there. The connector again is the bike, and of course, a big old smile and a handshake and a good and a greeting. A greeting. Do not be afraid to give a greeting to people. Some people from New York, I don't know, Logic. Y'all don't speak up in New York,
Whatever. We talk.
What's up, son? What's up, son?
What's up, son?
What's up, son?
We talk. Just don't look here. Look, we talk. Just don't stare at us too long.
Yeah. See, yeah. But the thing is, everybody experience is different. I approach this as knowing that when I went west, I was on a time hack and I had to handle business, and that's what I did. So I stuck with my plan and it worked. But yeah.
I brought that up because we spoke about this. Because like my trip up to Sturgis in 2020, the way our country is polarized, if we just stay on TV and everything or stay in our community, we're polarized with the negativity of the country. But that bike, like you said, that bike brings
that
people.
Motorcycle.
If you was in a grocery store, you and that individual may never speak. But if you get out there on the ride and they're riding and they see that license plate from California over there in Florida or from Texas up there in Washington State, they like, oh, you rode this ride? We met a guy in Virginia that told us about the Molly Stark Scenic Byway and Highway 9 going through Vermont. And he said, oh, you need to go on there. We're in Virginia. You need to go on that ride. The bond that, and I'm pretty sure this Grand Slam brought bonds and helped you along the way. Like Reef said, there's some nice, beautiful people out there.
There are.
Now, completing Grand Slam, for people that are watching y'all, hearing y'all stories, knowing about the challenges and the rides, what perspective, and this might be kind of hard, what perspective on life do you think, not just long distance, but we're going to talk about the Grand Slam, what perspective on life did completing the Grand Slam do for you that you could share with other people? I'll start with Monica.
Oh Lord, that's a hard one. I have to think.
You're like, no, go solo.
You was just trying to finish the motorcycle challenge. And he done turn it to Dr. Phil.
Analytical with it, man.
Hey.
Oh man.
Oh.
I'm at the good Lord.
Oh Lord.
But that's good though.
Wow.
That's a good perspective to look at.
Yeah. Like you said, riding like that, doing the Grand Slam, obviously it takes you all over the United States,
right.
and even through different countries, Canada and Mexico.
Right.
It definitely opens you up. It opens you up to those positive experiences. So as far as perspective is concerned, for me, it's just enhanced more of what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Giving me those positive experiencing, knowing that, everything you see and hear on television and social media is not everything that's out there. It's just one small corner of the world of this huge, vast, planet, world, United States that we're on. So has it made me, I think being on the bike, doing the type of riding that we do makes us all introspective in some way, because we spend so much of our time alone and in your head on that bike, in your helmet. So you're talking to yourself. You might be talking to other people. You are thinking about life is rolling through your mind, your next stop, the beauty, the nature. So that is really hard as far as how the Grand Slam may have shaped my perspective. I think because of my perspective, because of the way I see the world, that I know that there are positive, beautiful, wonderful things out there. In some sense, the Grand Slam just fed into so much of just who I am. as a person,
yes,
wanting to explore and see things outside of myself. And that just gave me another opportunity to do it, you know.
Okay. Right. So now y'all two got the blueprint
that's
from
all.
Monica.
No. It's not the blueprint, man. Because like I say, these are three different perspectives from three different riders. For me, you know, I say it's therapy. I am kind of not say a loner, but I can function just as well by myself as I am with a group. For me, being out there, man, is you know, I enjoy seeing the country.
Yes.
For me, I enjoy seeing the country, the places that you only hear about. And I'm gonna reference this, and I'm gonna keep it short. When I was over in Afghanistan, maybe Afghanistan, Iraq, one of them. It was just a moment cost me. I said, when I retire, I want to get out and I want to see the country. I want to see what all this fighting for, what all this is about when I get back, because some people have never left their little home, their little town, their little city. And for me to get on my motorcycle and be able to ride in every state is awesome. You know, to go see the gorge, to go see some of these back roads, historic roads, Route 66, the old ghost town, Tombstone. Haven't even mentioned that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, and then I love Western. So when I'm out in Utah, you know, I'm out in Colorado, man, at what is it, a Legends Highway. I'm like, wow. And I seen this structure. I don't even know what it was. I mean, I had to look it up, but I seen this structure and I took a picture with it. That's, to me, what I enjoy. Okay. That's what brings me joy and happiness doing this right here. That's what enlightens me and make me feel good about it, man. That's me.
That's great. All right.
Yeah. So for me, I too like to see the country and get out and explore. Hell, that's one of my go-tos. Get out and explore. But when I'm out there riding, especially by myself, but even if I'm not by myself, normally it's me and Solo. Before Solo it was Smiley, and I'm riding and something happens, right? And I sit back and I'm like, man, this that sucks that this just happened. However, I'm on a ride that's going to cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. And I, at the end of the day, I'm going to go home and I got a nice house and a beautiful family and my kids are going to welcome me home.
Yes.
I'm like, I have nothing to complain about. No matter how bad something is on the road, I have nothing to complain about. Like some people can't afford to feed their family.
Right.
And here I am doing a Grand Slam for fun. It's that's humbling to me. So I sit back and I think about how fortunate and how blessed I am to be able to do this. Some of the looks you get on the road when people say, well, what do you do for a living? How can I'm retired. You look awfully young to be retired. Well, that recruiting office is over for you too, buddy. That recruiting office. So between that and some good decisions, between that and some good decisions, I'm a little more blessed than some and less blessed than others, but I'm still blessed.
Yeah. Amen.
So being out there on that road is nothing but fun for me. It's and then experiencing some of the top rides and all of the biggest venues in America is just a feeling that most won't ever understand.
Yeah,
most won't ever understand.
That's beautiful. I have now fun. I'm not gonna go deep. I'm not gonna go deep on this question, but y'all still gotta think. If this Grand Slam journey that you took individually, if it had a soundtrack, what would be the top song or the top 3 songs?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to start daggone screening your questions because I don't know where you get
what the
crap are you doing?
The top 3.
What? Hey, that's a fun question, man. You know about people out there, y'all. They know about your ride. They know about your preparation. They know you did all these rides. Well, Solo does music. You do music for your videos.
Listen, man. Listen. Oh my goodness.
You know what? That's interesting that you say that. There is one song.
I get a lifeline.
absolutely love, and it's by One Republic, and it's called "I Lived." And I've listened to that just because it lifts me up, because it's about living. It's about getting out there and actually living your life and not having any regrets when you know it's all over, because you live. So for me, even though it's usually not in my repertoire, because like I said, Pandora, I listen to electric cardio and stuff like that, but I'll be like, hey Siri, play, this song, and then she'll play me 3 other songs that I don't know, but finally she'll get to the one that I'm looking for. And that'll be one of them. That'll be one of them. On Pandora. Oh, there's Siri.
and so I asked y'all what. Look,
hey man. So I'll give you one song, Logic. I'll give you one song.
Give me one.
And my song is "Black Superhero" by Robert Glasper. Okay. I even have shirts that say "I am a black superhero."
All right.
So if you hadn't heard the song, pull it up. "Black Superhero," Robert Glasper.
Yeah.
No. That's your co-host. That's your co-host. You gotta give him one. He asked the question. Damn it.
For me, I can't just sit there and say it's one song, because I can get into the flow of a genre of music and just ride to it. And when I'm in that zone, because I like to listen to upbeat music that's gonna push me, music that's gonna drive me, just like when I go to the gym and work out, so I'm not gonna sit there and say, hey man, I listen to Guns N' Roses, or I listen to Eric B and Rakim, or I'm gonna go back to old school. I vary, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I vary, so I can't sit there and say I'm gonna listen to this, but there are a couple of songs that motivate me and inspire me. And when it come on, I'll post them on social media when I'm really feeling good. When I'm really feeling good and you see me post some music, I'm in that zone.
Okay. Well,
so
see,
for me,
the idea of the question was, if this Grand Slam had a soundtrack, what would be, not just that you love music, what would be the first song of your soundtrack? Never mind.
Listen, man. Listen.
Let me tell you why I asked these questions.
Listen, Linda.
People out here see y'all, all 3 of you. People see y'all as riders that have done something that they may never do. And y'all, it's not just the ride. Yeah. So they like, okay, what does Solo like to listen to? Shoot, I know he can. I know he does videos. I know Reef does this. If we met Monica, I know Monica lived in California, been up and down California. They packed this. This. Okay, give me some corny stuff. What you listen to?
Oh man, people see that's for me. I mean, really and truly, that's for me.
Okay.
I mean, if I post it on social media, because I post when I'm in, like I say, when I'm in that zone, I will post something on Facebook.
Okay.
Or I will post it on Instagram. That's when I'm in that zone. But
that's when you're in that
that's
zone.
Me though. You know what I'm saying? And some people say, man, you listen to that crap or listen to that. But that's you.
That's
me.
You.
Exactly.
That's Solo.
You know what I'm saying? And just like riding, I can't sit there and say, well, I ride like this, you should ride like that. No, you need to figure out your riding style, what you like, and hone that into what you're trying to do and accomplish. I can't sit there and say, okay, Reef, listen to this. Really, listen to that crap. Because Reef will pull up to a gas station bumping his music, and I turn that crap down.
I'm not asking Solo about music. No more.
No, don't. Because I can't influence somebody to listen to something.
Understand
when it affects me.
Right. So, all right, we coming to the end, but look, I'm gonna ask y'all this: to give your best experienced advice to those that may be thinking about riding the Grand Slam. From people that have done it, and Monica have done it twice.
I'll take the lead on that one.
Go ahead.
First off, do your research. Do your research about it. this show here, this podcast, these 3 episodes have kind of enlightened you and informed a lot of people of what the Grand Slam is, what the SCMA is all about, what they have to offer, and how to go about doing it. Go to the website, become a member, register for the rides. This is what you can expect. Do your research. Next, start saving your money. Look at my face. I'm looking in the camera. Start saving your money.
Those pennies aside.
Put the pennies,
PTO
put the
if you need that.
And PTO if you need that.
If you need
Start
that.
planning now, because that's just something that you just can't jump on and say, I want to ride the Grand Slam. Start out with 4 corners. Start out with a trying to get a triple crown. And that way you can sit there and say, well, okay, for these 3, I spent this much. Now I need to double that, or I need to triple that, to sit there and say, well, okay, I'm gonna go to California. Not only that, make sure that you're in good health to do it. Make sure that you got the right bike to do it. You can't go out there on a bike on a ball tire, or a bike that's got issues, because why? 95 gonna shake your bike apart. 10 gonna shake your bike apart. These back rows are gonna shake your bike apart. It's gonna be hard, just like Reef. And Reef had a good performing bike. You know, Monica went out on a 600, right? 600, 650.
650.
So the thing is, you have to really plan this out. Don't just jump in it and say, I'm gonna go do it next year. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go do a Grand Slam.
No. You need to do a couple of the rides individually, because you need to know how to document, because it'd be a shame if you jump in, put all your eggs in one basket, and then you don't get it because you didn't document correctly.
Or you get a phone call say, hey brother, did you read this right? You gotta go back to where you started.
You gotta go back.
Around and go back.
150 miles past where you were. You gotta go back.
Yeah, you gotta go back.
So you should definitely. It's achievable. Again, I'm not. Although I love to say I'm a black superhero, I'm not. There's nothing I do riding that anybody else can't do. But you need to prepare yourself, and you need to know what you get into. We did it kind of quick. We did it before the 3 Flag Classic. We were done. Even though I had problems, we all made it kind of look easy. It ain't that easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Good advice.
It's not easy.
People yell at me all the time for making rides look easy. Like, you're gonna get somebody hurt because y'all make it look so easy. You and Solo and Smiley and blah, 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 blah. It's fun. It's challenging. It's daunting. Hell, if you go back and look at that picture with all the red dots on it, and it'd be like, I gotta do all that in how long? I gotta make all them red dots disappear. And then go out and have it. Go out, do it, and have fun while you're doing it. But again, I recommend work your way up.
Okay. Who did we lose?
No, but he's back. Okay. Monica.
Monica.
You know, I'm gonna paraphrase Reef here and get out and ride, get out and explore, do it. You know, yes, it is a challenge. Yes, it is expensive. You can like Solo, you can camp if that'll help save some money. You know, if you feel comfortable enough sleeping on strangers' couches, then do that. Make sure you're safe. But get out and explore and ride and do it. You'll never know if you don't try. You know, you can have all the money, you can have mechanics. Mentally, it is challenging. It is a daunting task. You've got almost a year to do it. I'm going to say January, probably maybe a good 10 months to get out and do it. And if you've got the time, and if you use your time wisely and the resources, and you plan your time, it can be done.
Right.
But get out and do it. Get out and explore. That's a beautiful phrase, and you can do it. You know, but know that it's not easy. Nothing in life is easy. Anything worth having is not really easy. If you really want it, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, we were the first ones to do it in what, 3 years? Since the last time somebody's done one? 4 years?
So, well, I don't know when they who was, because they don't really have I don't even know if they really have a history on who did it win. But I know when I heard about it, which was in 2022, somebody came up and told me, actually it was Noel, who came up and said that he had just done the Cabot Trail, Great Lake Cabot. And I was like, well, what's that? The Great Lakes Cabot Trail. I hadn't heard about that. So I think
it started in 21 or 22.
Live on either 21 or 22. And that's what sparked my interest, because I was like, oh, another Grand Slam. But 23, I was doing other things. So I had to wait until 24. And then Mark just put some water on the seed that was already there, and it blossomed into this. But if you want to do it, just get out and do it. Get out and go.
So out of the four that has finished at the end of the 3-Flight Classic, 3 of us did Triple Crowns last year. It was one of the guys did the Triple Crown last year.
Okay.
And then here we are. And I think there's one more person that had signed up for everything, but he is not yet finished, or at least when we finish, he wasn't done.
Okay.
All right. Solo?
Was that
Minnesota?
What's his name? Tim, Ed, what was his name?
That's
Ed.
Oh, Ed.
That was Ed. Yeah.
At the same time we did it. Yeah.
Ed.
Yeah, but he did a Triple Crown last year with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the Triple Crown guys last year, and then he was the fourth one to be finished at the banquet.
All right.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Good deal. Good
Well,
deal.
I want to say congratulations,
folks,
to all
ladies
three
and
of
gentlemen. Hey, man. I hope this has been informative.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was wanting to say congratulations to all three of you.
Thank you
for completing the Grand Slam from the Southern California Motorcycle Association. For those out there, just real quick, this is a ride. It's 4 rides, US 4 Corners, 3 Flags Classic. Then you have the California Adventure Series, which includes the CA Missions Tours, the CA Park Adventures, 15 Best Roads Challenge in California. Then they have the 15 US
Riding to
Roads
California.
Challenge, and then they have the Cabot Trail. That is what these 3 riders have completed to have the title of going through the Grand Slam of the Southern California Motorcycle Association. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. That's day 2 there. Me on the road started my journey.
Okay, go ahead, Solo.
Yeah. We got some. Hey, once again, hey, congratulations to everybody. Congratulations, Sharif. Congratulations, Monica. I have thoroughly enjoyed this experience with the 3 of you. It's been exciting. It's been definitely a journey that will last for me forever, because the way that we did it, once the grenade was thrown, I think we all 3 jumped on it. When Mark threw the grenade, we jumped on it. Monica put a Band-Aid on it by doing the map, and we came up with the game plan of saying, hey, we're going to go out here and rewrite this thing. And we did. And through all adversities, we accomplished it. It's definitely a feat that I would love to see more people do it. I would love to see somebody come out and say, hey, I was planning to do 3 rides, David Bell, but now I'm going to go out and do all 7 of them, or 8 of them.
All 8 of
them. Mr. David
technically
Bell.
it's 9 because Mother Road is two rides. So
2 rides. Mother Road is 2 rides. Yeah.
So
West side and east side.
2.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it was a great experience. It definitely put a notch on my belt to say, hey, I accomplished it. I feel good about it. And I think we did it the right way. And I think we motivated and inspire others to get out and do it. Like I say, aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. And I think all 3 of us are legendary here to sit before you today, having accomplished this.
Right.
That is all I have, sir.
That's all you have.
I do have one more video from Reef. That's all I have.
Okay,
I do have
ahead,
one more
Shirley.
video from Reef that I'm trying to pull up. I want to see this because Reef was out.
I don't have any more questions.
Redwood, right?
I don't know which video. Is it the trees?
You sent me 3. Yeah, the trees. But that
Avenue of Giants. Avenue of the Giants.
Yeah, I have 2. I got 2 I want to pull up because folks, we want you to share this experience. We want you to see this.
That place is gorgeous.
And it's gorgeous. And Monica, you had some great footage too from the Redwoods. I think you stopped and you actually took some photos.
Yeah, that was in Humboldt. That was off of Mattel. No, Mattel Road. So that was the last 5 or 10 miles of Mattel Road.
So, folks, if you're out in California, hit the Redwoods. They're beautiful, they're majestic, man. They're incredible. Just to and park and get off and walk, man, and stand next to those things because they are humongous. They are humongous, and think how long they've been living on this planet of ours. Is incredible. Is incredible. So, hey, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this thing up, ladies and gentlemen. To our guest tonight, featured guest is Sharik Al-Sadiq out of Bernie, Texas, and Monica out of Escondido.
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 It looked like he was having a stroke.
I know, right? I had to emphasize it, man. I had to emphasize it. Oh God! But hey, folks, thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for sharing your experience with us tonight. Hopefully, we can have y'all back on for another episode on your next journey, your next adventures, and hopefully, I get to see you guys at the banquet. Well, I see you at the RTE, Reef, but then for the banquet, the end of your banquet for the SMA next year is always great and fun. So, on that note, Monica and Reef, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Turn you loose.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
You have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Logic. Yes, sir.
We need to go to the green room. We need to go to the green room, man. This was a good one. This was a good one. This was a good one. I think this was a good one. I think we 3-part series, 3-part episode.
Yes.
Going in depth, not just hitting the surface of saying, hey, I rode the Grand Slam, I rode this ride, we were here, we were there, but actually sharing what it takes to do it, exposing people to something new that they may have never heard of, and getting them involved. Shout out to Mark, shout out to Rodney Chu, the assistant director of the SCMA, the whole board out there always put on an outstanding job of organizing these rides and coming up with them. Yeah. So on that note, sir. Hey, folks. We always have a good time, man.
We always have a good time.
Have to start,
you never know what's gonna happen.
Outtakes. But hey, next week, the 8th, we're gonna have our featured guest is gonna be Lisa Bryant and her husband. We're gonna be having a conversation about couples riding. Couples that ride together. So tune in, folks.
Tune in.
If you and listen, we want a Q&A. If you and your significant other ride together,
join us.
Join us. Get involved. And hey, if you got some questions, we may even just bring you in. We even just shoot you the link to come in and share your stories and share some of your experiences. So hey, because we want everybody to get involved with this thing. Yes, man. We do. But hey, next week, the 8th is going to be Lisa Bryant and her husband. out of Texas, right, Logic?
No, they're not
Where's she
out
out
of
of?
Texas. They are out of. They are out of
drum roll.
Mississippi. They're out of Mississippi.
There's a reason why I'm laughing.
Mississippi.
There's a reason why I'm laughing. But hey, you know, Logic. But hey, folks, we're going to be discussing all the ins and outs of couples riding. Hopefully, we can get the Bells to chime in because the Bells ride together too.
Yes.
And then also couples who ride one up, like Sharif ride one up with his wife, Joyce. Mm-hmm. So, folks, tune in next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, hey, Rider with K Solo, the podcast with Logic.
With Logic.
Remember, folks, with Logic. Keep it
with
logic. Aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. Logic.
Amen. Amen. Hey, ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith and keep it logical. See you at the RTE.